For problems 13 through 18, we're still working with monomials, but in a different context. For 13, 14, and 15, we're going to be finding the area of each figure. And in order to do that, we need to know our area formulas. Start by writing the area for a rectangle, a circle, and a triangle in the space below each shape. Then pause the video and see if you can substitute in the monomials for each variable of each formula. You should have substituted in 6a squared b to the fourth for the length and 3ab squared for the width. Now pause the video and combine the variables and the coefficients and simplify the area into one monomial. You should have combined the 6 and the 3 to make 18. 2 a's and one more a is a to the third, b to the fourth, and b squared is b to the sixth. The answer for number 13 is 18a cubed b to the sixth. Now move on to the circle and substitute in the radius for the variable r. You should have substituted in 5x cubed for r in the formula, and since it's squared, you're multiplying 5x cubed times 5x cubed. Don't forget the pi out front. In geometry, it's actually more precise to leave it as pi, so all you really have to do is worry about simplifying these two monomials here, and see if you can do that on your own by pressing pause, writing it down, and then pressing play when you're ready to check your answer. 5 times 5 is 25. X cubed and x cubed is x to the sixth. The final answer for number 14, without estimating pi, would be 25 x to the sixth pi. Now, of course, if you change pi to 3.14, you would multiply that by the 25 and you get around 75 x to the sixth. Okay, if you just estimated that, but this would be the most precise answer. Move on to the area of a triangle by substituting in the variables substituting the values in for b and h, and then press play when you're ready to check your substitution. For the area of a triangle, area equals base times height divided by 2, or sometimes it's written as 1/2 base times height. And so you substitute in the base 4a squared b for the base and 6ab cubed for the height. Now press pause and simplify the numerator and the denominator for your final answer. 4 times 6 is 24. A squared and a is a to the third. B and b to the third is b to the fourth. All of that is divided by 2 or times 1/2, which we can hook up with the 24. So the final answer for number 15 would be 12 a to the third, b to the fourth. For number 16, 17, and 18, we're finding the volume and writing that as a monomial. Notice that each of the measurements on each solid is a monomial, so we're going to be practicing our exponent rules by doing some different formulas in geometry. The volume of a cube is written as volume equals side cubed, but I more commonly use length times width times height because that applies to both cubes and to rectangular prisms. So volume equals length times width times height. I'm going to hold off on number 17 for right now. Pause the video and substitute in the values for each of the variables on number 16 and 17. For the cube, we have 3h squared times 3h squared times 3h squared. So we have 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27, and h squared, and h squared for h to the 6th power. The volume for number 16 is 27 h to the 6th. For number 17, we have the length times the width times the height. And when you plug those numbers or those monomials in, you get m cubed n times mn cubed times n. And when you write it out, once you know the formula, it goes back to what we've been learning this whole chapter. So we have m cubed, another m here for a total of m to the fourth, and we have n cubed, and n for a total of n to the fifth. So the final answer for number 17's volume as a monomial is m to the fourth, n to the fifth. For number 18, we have the volume of a cylinder. And if you didn't know the formula for the volume of a cylinder, it's capital BH. And the capital B just translates to what the base is on the three-dimensional figure. In this case, it's a circle. And the area of a circle is pi r squared. So write the formula down and then pause the video and substitute in the values for r and h using the image. Once you substitute it in, you should get volume equals pi times 3g squared times the height, which is 7g squared. And again, 3g in parentheses squared outside is 3g times 3g times 7g squared. This 2 is on the inside of the parentheses, so it only applies to the g, not to the 7. Whereas this one, the 3 gets squared and the g gets squared because it's outside of the parentheses. Now you can pause the video and simplify 3g times 7g squared times pi for your final volume answer for number 18. 3 times 3 is 9, times 7 is 63. G times g squared is g to the fourth. There's also pi there, and for the most precise answer, you would just put pi at the end. If you estimated pi to 3.14, you could take 3.14 times 63 to simplify that. But otherwise, the answer for number 18 is perfectly fine as 63 g to the fourth pi.